A sheriff's deputy shot and killed allegedly by a colleague. Tonight we have the 911 calls. Smuggling tactics taken to another level while a wheelchair-bound man is in federal custody tonight.
Construction noise at UTEP is making it a difficult learning environment. I'm Darren Hunt, and I'll tell you what some students are saying and what the new completion date is for the Centennial Plaza.
Temperatures were cooler across the borderland today, but we're expecting a warm up, then another cool down and stronger winds. All the details coming up in Stormtrack Weather.
And the number of Alamo artifacts housed in San Antonio just got a boost. A singer donated his own personal collection worth millions of dollars. ABC-7 at 9 starts now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC-7 at 9 on the El Paso Las Cruces CW.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on air and online at KVIA.com. I'm Stephanie Valle. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office deputy accused of killing a fellow officer and father of 3 has been officially charged and is behind bars. New at 9, ABC-7's Pilar Arias has the never-before-heard 911 calls and is joining us live. Pilar.
Stephanie, the Mesilla Valley Regional Dispatch Center was flooded with calls when people staying at the Hotel Encanto heard shots ring out early this morning. When officers arrived, they found 29-year-old Santa Fe County Deputy Jeremy Martin on the ground near the lobby elevator doors, suffering from gunshot wounds to his back and arm.
6, 7, 8, 9 shots fired on the 7th floor.
A Santa Fe County Sheriff deputy is dead. A fellow deputy is behind bars, accused of shooting his colleague.
We had someone injured on the front desk, on the 2nd floor. I'm not sure if he's dead. He's just laying there on the lobby.
Las Cruces Police Department spokesman Dan Trujillo says 29-year-old Santa Fe County Deputy Jeremy Martin and 27-year-old Tai Chan were traveling back home after dropping off a prisoner in Safford, Arizona. Monday evening, they checked into the Hotel Encanto on Telshore Boulevard before drinking at several establishments. Investigators say the deputies got into an argument, which continued inside the room they were sharing. That's when the 911 calls started flooding in.
There was someone, it sounded like a female voice screaming, and then there was a male voice saying call the police, and there were shots fired.
There was gunshots on the 7th floor, and there's a dead guy. I think he's shot. He's in the lobby right now.
Back in Santa Fe, the sheriff held back tears while talking about the incident that rocked his agency.
In my 34-year career, I would never think and hope that I would never receive that kind of phone call, but never thought that it would be true from within my own agency.
LCPD says Chan shot Martin, likely with a Glock semi-automatic handgun. He did not resist arrest. Chan's been charged with murder and was booked into the Doña Ana County Detention Center without bond. Here's a map of the geographical locations of Safford, Arizona to Las Cruces and Santa Fe in New Mexico. After our ABC-7i team did some digging tonight, we were able to determine that Chan and Martin were Facebook friends. Martin and his wife recently discovered they are expecting a 4th child. The Santa Fe Sheriff's Office has asked for prayers to help them during this tough time. Stephanie, back to you.
Okay, Pilar, thank you. And to Stormtrack Weather now. It felt a bit more like fall today. Stormtracker Nicole Gomez is live with your first forecast. Hi, Nicole.
Hey there, Stephanie. It was cooler today. Our temperatures officially at the airport, 78 degrees, a little cooler than the highs that we have been topping out at for the past few days. 78 again here in El Paso, 75 Las Cruces, 60s Ruidoso, and as you can see across the region today, temperatures were slightly cooler. 65 at the pass. It's currently 72 just outside of the studio. We hit a high of 80 degrees today, and we started out with temperatures in the 50s. 65 Cañutillo, temperatures today in the 70s. We're currently at 63 in Las Cruces, in the 50s out to our west at Silver City. Dimming 62, TRC 50 in Ruidoso. So it was cooler today. It will be chilly tonight. We're expecting warmer temperatures tomorrow. We'll talk about slight rain chances and if the winds will return this weekend. That's all coming up in Stormtrack Weather.
Okay, Nicole, thank you. New information on a case of a botched revenge killing that ended in the death of a Vietnam veteran. The shooter, 20-year-old Johnny Ray Vallejos, was sentenced today to 29.5 years in prison. Vallejos shot and killed Julian Peña in February of 2011 at the Watson Mobile Home Park in Mesilla Park. Now, this is video of Peña's burial services. Investigators said Vallejos was targeting someone else when he shot up Peña's home. Prosecutors said Vallejos, who was 16 at the time, was on probation for another crime at the time of the shooting. A paraplegic is in federal custody tonight. Officials say he was caught at the border, allegedly smuggling drugs taped to his legs. CBP officers say the seizure happened at the Presidio border crossing last week. An officer checking out a passenger entering the U.S. by taxi said he noticed bulges on the man's thighs. The bulges, packages of methamphetamine. 41-year-old Arturo Chavez Solis is facing drug-related charges. New information on the breaking news we brought you last night. Police say a 65-year-old woman was hit and killed while crossing a dark stretch of George Dieter near Montwood. It happened just after 7 p.m. Investigators say Guadalupe Baray was not using a crosswalk when she was hit. Baray was taken to Del Sol Medical Center where she died. The driver of the car stopped, called for help, and has not been charged with the crime. A motorcyclist has died after a crash early this morning in downtown El Paso. Police say 63-year-old Kenneth Bass was speeding on Paisano when he lost control on a curve near Overland. A round-the-clock crew was in the area by Union Depot. The crash shut down Paisano for hours. Bass was wearing a helmet, but it came off during the crash. He died at University Medical Center. This is the second motorcyclist killed in 6 weeks in that same area. 4 motorcyclists crashed there just last month. Some UTEP students say they're having a hard time listening in class, but it's not the lecture. It's the noisy construction on campus. ABC-7's Darren Hunt has a story you'll see only on ABC-7.
This video was shot by a UTEP student during a cross-cultural psychology class last week in the psychology building. The sound of construction drowning out the lecture by psychology professor Dr. Charles Hickes. The student, who asked to remain anonymous, told me the noise makes it extremely difficult for students and professors. Others weren't shy about going on camera.
It's really annoying to students and also the professors. You can tell they're annoying. Even they close the door and you can still hear it. So it's really an issue, and you know, they say they're going to be done, but it's really taking forever.
Construction here on the Centennial Plaza at the center of campus began in April of 2013. It's currently at 18 months. The hope was that it would be completed by the beginning of the fall semester. However, it wasn't. Then the hope was that it would be completed by the Centennial celebration at homecoming. However, it is still not complete.
There was one time they told us it was going to be done, and then a second time it was going to be done, and both of those times have passed, and yet it still looks the same.
Alex Carlos is a senior biomedical sciences major.
I understand that they're trying to develop the school, but we are here to get an education. So when I'm in class and I can't hear what my teacher is saying, it's just very inconsiderate.
It detracts from classes.
Frustrating?
Incredibly.
Philip Bowl is a sophomore theater major. You hope they get this over with quick here?
Oh, as fast as they possibly can, please.
Darren Hunt, ABC-7.
A statement from UTEP Executive Vice President Richard Adalto sent to ABC-7 reads, "We apologize to students, faculty, and staff for any inconvenience the construction has caused. We're working as quickly as possible to complete construction of Centennial Plaza by early spring 2015. And now complete coverage of the election. It's your voice, your vote. Voters in El Paso's Lower Valley have a chance to influence national politics. Congressional District 23 stretches from San Antonio to Socorro. Freshman incumbent Pete Gallego, a Democrat, is trying to hold off Republican challenger Will Hurd. This seat has flipped parties in the last 2 elections. Hurd is focusing on his background as a businessman and former CIA agent, saying a Republican can bring change. Gallego is focusing on his moderate record, saying he can work beyond party lines and actually distance himself from national Democrats.
I think the country, as a general rule, is tired of the bickering and the yelling and screaming and finger pointing. And we need to start electing people who will go and try to put out the partisan fire instead of people who go and add more fuel. My experience and the work that I have done over a period of time indicates that that's the kind of person that I am.
I'm going to be able to come out here and fight for this district. The Republicans are going to keep the House of Representatives, and it would be great to have someone representing El Paso who's in the majority party, because we're going to be able to get some things done.
District 23 is the only Texas congressional race in which both candidates got hefty campaign contributions. And San Elizario ISD needs voter approval to take on $28 million in debt. The district needs that money to pay for the construction and renovation of district schools. New at 9, SEISD held a community meeting at Garcia Enriquez Middle School today with the goal of informing district taxpayers. The problem is not a single person showed up. In fact, district officials tell ABC-7 only 155 people have showed up to vote early at this school. Now, if you're a registered voter in San Eli and want to learn more about this $28 million bond election, listen up. There will be another community meeting tomorrow at 5 p.m. and it will be held in the Zambrano Elementary School cafeteria. Now, that school is located at 200 Herring Road. For more information, you can call the number on your screen. That's 872-3900. The Pope is stirring up controversy over his philosophy regarding God and the Big Bang Theory. His latest comments are hot on the web tonight.
It's good that they're helping out, I mean, especially if it's $100,000 worth.
Making amends, El Paso Electric is trying to patch things up with homeowners after installing power towers at a neighborhood park. And in Stormtrack Weather, Nicole.
We are tracking slight rain chances. I'll let you know when we can expect possible rain in the forecast. That's all coming up in Stormtrack Weather.
This is ABC-7 at 9, where news comes first.
You're watching ABC-7 at 9 on the El Paso Las Cruces CW with Stephanie Valle and Stormtrack Weather with Nicole Gomez.